Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to this episode of Second Home. A year has passed and a new beginning is here to start. So let's start this new year with love, hope, and peace. Today's episode is all about giving hope to our disabled children. Miracle on Wheels strongly believes that these children don't need pity. What they need is an opportunity. Stay with us to find out more about Miracle on Wheels. It's now time to talk to the president of the Amma Kuwait Foundation, Devakaran Amarnath. Welcome to our show.
Thank you very much.
Could you tell us a little bit more about the foundation, Amma Kuwait?
Amma Kuwait is part of the global Mada Amritanandamayi Mud, which is based out of India. Mada Amritanandamayi Mud is basically concentrating on the compassionate humanitarian activities all over the world. No boundaries of nationality, religion, culture, nothing like that. Amma is a personification of love and compassion. So we try to follow the same teachings in Amma Kuwait. Amma Kuwait has been in existence for about 30 years here, and we come up with the same kind of humanitarian activities in Kuwait.
Beautiful. Tell us a little bit more about Miracle on Wheels.
Miracle on Wheels is a foundation again. It was previously known as the Ability Unlimited. Now they empower the physically challenged people in India. They instill the confidence and they perform all over the world actually. Recently they were in Rashtrapati Bhavan and our president was honoring them. Last week they were in Paris. Previously they were in House of Commons in UK and in Canadian Parliament as well. So they are everywhere. They instill courage and determination. We have to learn from them.
So I believe bringing them together on the platform of Amma Kuwait, I thought was the most appropriate thing and something that the people of Kuwait could also enjoy. But you're also taking the proceeds of this event and putting it towards a very noble cause.
Yes, absolutely. Now, whatever the proceeds come out of the donations that people voluntarily do, we are going to utilize it to purchase electronic walking sticks to distribute freely in different parts of India at this time. Previously, we have done it in Kenya, in Africa. Now, this time we are concentrating in cities like Delhi, Hyderabad, Bangalore, and different parts of India. So we have a big volunteer team to distribute the electronic walking sticks because it is not just giving away. We have to train them how to use it properly because the electronic walking sticks give different vibration depending on the obstacle they are facing. So we are giving an eye to the people. Yes. That's our mission. This is the ambition that we have to cover all over India and different parts of the world.
It's a very strong vision to give an eye to the people. I really like that statement. It's resonating a lot. I wanted to know how your volunteers are taking, this is a lot of work. How do they, what is their motivation behind doing something like this?
Well, again, we follow the teachings of Amma. Amma is a person who walks the talk, you know. She doesn't sit in the citadel, you know. She's on the ground. She teaches us how to practice what we preach, actually. So we follow the same thing. And whatever we do is out of the compassion to the fellow beings and to the mother nature. So it is not a job for us. We enjoy it. That is why all the volunteers are doing it selflessly.
Beautiful. So, if people in Kuwait want to join as a volunteer, how do they find out more about this foundation? Do you talk about?
Amma Kuwait has a lot of charity activities like this. We take care of the physically challenged and with the people with the learning difficulties. We try to help them as much as we can. So, if anybody would like to, lend some of their time, not even money, just time to spend with the children or the challenged people, you are always welcome to contact Amma Kuwait, and we will give you the opportunity to do some kind of seva to some kind of help to the people.
Thank you so much for talking to us. This was quite an eye opener because Miracle on Wheels is one organization that believes in giving opportunities and not pity to our children, which is great. And here we have the president of the Amma Foundation here in Kuwait talking to us about how we can give back to our community in terms of education, in terms of our disabled children. Thank you so much for talking
Thank you
to us.
very much. Thank you very much. And let us instill courage, compassion, as well as confidence in the people, especially the underprivileged or the challenged people. That is what the least we can do.
It's now time to find out more about the group Miracle on Wheels. Let's find out from the creator of the group himself, Syed Salahuddin Pasha. Welcome to our show.
Thank you very much. We're very happy to be here. And the Miracle on Wheels is world's first inclusive dance theater. We create therapeutic theater performances. It's completely therapeutic in nature. It's a unique combination of dance therapy, music therapy, the emotional therapy. So it starts like that, then later on we make them a professional artist. It's an amazing thing because first they go through those therapeutic exercises which opens up their mental and physical blockages and to bring out their abilities inside. Then we create outstanding performances for the people to see that they are so talented.
You spoke about emotional intelligence. How do you do that?
See, it's the most important thing is to make them aware of themselves. We go through a lot of exercises they have to learn, and it takes years. It's not one day's work, you know. And for example, for instance, myself, I sit on the wheelchair, though I'm not a disabled person, and I must say I spend years sitting on the wheelchairs to understand developing the techniques. For example, my students, they perform Indian classical dance like Bharatanatyam, for example. You want to master that classical Indian dance, it takes more than 10 years for a able-bodied person. So I have created the classical dance art form on the wheelchairs. Whatever the 2 feet does, the wheelchair does to the perfection. I believe in perfection because when they see a special person, a differently able person, they should not feel mercy. So the big statement of what I want to say that they don't need mercy; they need an opportunity. That's what we create.
Beautiful. Very well said. They don't need your pity, they need the opportunity, which is what you're providing to them, which is really admirable what you do. Why did you think of doing this? What was the turning point in your life that made you think, look, everyone doing it with people, but I'm going to pick up these children and enhance their and give them the opportunity?
See, I would say it's almost more than 3 decades I've been working with the persons with special needs. I would want to say that physical disabilities, mentally challenged people, low vision and visually impaired and mentally challenged. In India, we have almost about 70 million differently able people. Our country is not disable friendly. I'm talking about 30 years ago. Now, a lot of changes have come. In fact, the Disability Act passed in 1995 in India. I always felt, something I have to do for these people. Coming from a village wherein I could see the differently able treated very badly, because in the village there is not much awareness, there is no wheelchair, there is no much facilities. And I want to first introduce the art form, so they can showcase their abilities. So they also become important part of the society. They become visible. I'm using the word visible because most of the time they're invisible minority. Because of the disability, access is not there in India. They can't access to public places. Of course, I'm talking about 30 years ago. Now, a lot of implementation has come. But I felt like, as I told you, I'm a professionally trained Bharatanatyam dancer, Kathak dancer, choreographer. So I've been traveling, I've been performing solo performances. But I felt, no, if these children do the performances, if they get applaud, if they get appreciation, if they get recognized, I used to feel I used to feel very happy. And also, I used to get tears in my eyes. My God, oh, they have been recognized, they have been applauded. I also call it as a group therapy. It's very interesting because, most of the time they are introvert, they don't want to mingle with the people, they want to be themselves. Here, what happens when the group comes, when they, for example, even a smallest thing like holding the hands, moving together, you making a beautiful moments, the coordination of the moments, coordination of the limbs, coordination of the eyes. Oh, yes, yes. So what happens? They all come together. So I would say it's a celebration of their life, celebration of their abilities. And also, what I feel is most beautiful part is when the people applaud for them, they feel they are recognized. Yeah, yes, yes. Here, what happens? The people, the moment they see the wheelchair, what comes to mind is that it is a symbol of disability. No. Here I tell them, wheelchair is a symbol of ability. So when you see today, the wheelchairs will be moving almost about 150 kilometer speed, like zoom, they'll be going. And the spinning speed of the wheelchair, like they'll be taking almost about 70 spins in 1 minute.
This is incredible. We all are waiting to see this program. All the very best. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you very much, and looking forward to come back again to do a couple of series of workshop. You're welcome to see Miracle on Wheels. Thank you very much.
It's now time to talk to one of the other teachers of this Miracle on Wheels, Mahira Jan Pasha. Welcome to our show.
Thank you so much. It's so lovely to be here with you.
This is not the first time in Kuwait, right? You've been here before.
Yeah, we've been a couple of times. Like I always say, Kuwait is a very friendly place. The love of Kuwait makes us come all over again.
That is true. Listen, I want to know everything about your children today. We saw the spectacular event that they've put up, the program that they put up on the stage, and I want to know more about how are they physically challenged and how do you overcome that?
See, first and foremost, when they come to us, we tell them, please kindly forget that you're differently abled. You're not differently able, you're super extraordinarily abled. You have to have that thought in your mind and come here. So once they are here, we never treat them like they are anyone lesser. Okay, so we teach them, we train them how to live life with full of zest. Life is so beautiful. There are so many problems today that this is hardly anything. You can live with it. And another thing which I mainly tell people is, disability is something we judge on what we see. There are so many disabilities which you can't even make out. And how do we consider those things? We as normal people, we are short-tempered, we have hypertension, we have all sorts of things going on within us, but nobody knows it, so we think we are normal. But we are not normal either.
Well said.
Correct. So don't judge anybody by what comes across your eyes.
Very true. That is such an eye-opener, because there's so many things, like you said, you can't see, and it's making me think now my wheels are turning. But I also know that one of your students can't hear. Many of them can't hear. So, and they are dancing, which is quite incredible because dance is all about listening to a beat to stay in rhythm. So how do you manage that? How do you teach them, someone who cannot hear, how can he dance? It is really remarkable.
Every person is made with a sense of rhythm, whether they can hear, whether they can see, whether they are physically challenged or whatever. They always, first thing you teach them is, teach them to feel their heartbeat. Your heart beats like 1, 2, 3, 4. Now when you are really angry or you've had a long run, then how does your heart beat? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is how you teach them rhythm. Even if they can't hear, they can feel their heart and they can feel music like that. So everything is possible. Even if you're differently abled, everything is possible. It's only you need to learn the technique for it.
Beautiful. What other challenges do your children face?
Most of my children are either physically challenged, hearing impaired, speech impaired, slow learners, mildly autistic, partial visual impairment. All these kind of children come to us.
So it must be very difficult, and they say, even we tell parents that all your children are not the same. Everyone has a different technique. But in your case, this is taken to an extreme where you're really dealing with so many. You said there are children who are slow, and then there are children who have ADHD, which means they really need so many activities. So how does that? That must require so much patience, right?
See, like you said, if it was our own children, will we ever ignore them, or will we ever say, oh no, I'm tired of taking care of my children? We'll never do that. So when I decided that I must dedicate my life for this, and I do not have children of my own, all these are my adopted children, I consider them as, and these children are, each one is special in each way. You do not know how much of immense pleasure I get with them, how much they make you laugh. They, of course, get my tempers also to the extreme at times, but they are a joy to be with. And I know that they will be lost without me, and I'll be totally lost without them. Each one is different, but each one is very talented and amazing kids, amazing kids. The amount I've laughed with them, I've never laughed all my life.
That is such a beautiful thing. And I noticed you mentioned that they were your children. And I have to say that I was watching you backstage, and all the children were referring to you as Amma.
Yes.
So they all call you mother. How beautiful is that?
That is actually what made me do this. See, some people are blessed with a kid, some with two, some with three. I'm blessed with more than 25 kids, and all of them are like ma, mama, amma. Every language they know, they keep calling me, and that really, gives you a purpose in life. You know what you're living for, and I see to it that my every child gets what he needs. I remember every birthday. I remember every problem. I remember even their children's birthday. I remember.
Wow.
It's a huge family we have here.
That is so beautiful to know. Really, I'm getting teary eyed just listening to all the dedication and the love that you're putting into this. And it's not just living life, you are now actually giving them a livelihood, because you know what you're teaching them in terms of talent, not just overcoming, but now they are traveling the world with you.
Absolutely true. There is a saying that says if you enjoy what you're doing, you never work a single day in your life. So we teach them to enjoy what they do, and we teach them what they love. So what is so easy is for them to take this up as a profession. It is an enjoyment. How many professions provides you the facility to go on stage, to be a star for the moment, to hear that applause, to travel so many countries. Last month we were in Paris, last year we were in Canada, in South Africa. How many jobs give you that privilege? And being differently abled and coming from very lower economical family group, these children are living life king size. And I always tell them, never compromise on what you want. Aim for the skies, so you'll at least reach the treetop.
That is beautiful, and that is so inspiring. Really, I have to say, I'm getting goosebumps as you speak, because there's so many children who would want this opportunity. How it must be so rewarding for them, but also for you. And I can see the relationship growing and thriving.
Definitely. I do not know if it's rewarding for them, but for me, it's absolutely rewarding. And if you ask me, would I have chosen anything else to do? Never.
Tell me about a little more about the other techniques that you're using for the children to teach them what you do.
You see, the artistic director is Dr. Pasha. He's the person who has done his course in MSc in choreography. He's a Bharatanatyam and Kathak dancer himself. So he teaches them the mudras sitting on the wheelchairs. He compensates for the wheels instead of legs. This technique and everything is the same, but instead of them using their feet to do the dance, they use their wheelchairs. So that way they get more free hand at movement, and also it is very unique. Nobody has thought of this concept, and that to bring in a classical dance on the wheelchairs, it's first of its kind, and Dr. Pasha is the pioneer of this dance. There are other companies also who do the dance, but not the Indian classical dance on the wheelchair, because the Indian classical dance has a set of rules which you have to follow. So you should see you don't break the rules of the dance, at the same time you do the dance on the wheelchairs. So that is a specialty of this dance. And at the same time, I teach them never run after money. Money will run after you once you know what you want in life. Work hard, that is it, and forget everything else. Everything else will come to your feet. And it has proved, and it is the truth among all my children. So many of my children have been addicted to so many things. I have brought them out of their addictions. They have been very, very financially low. Today, they have such a huge bank balance. They have such a huge bank balance, and that is what makes me proud about all my children. Their lives have really changed for the better.
That is so inspiring. Mahira, I would like to give you one message out to the parents who have disabled children and are, frustrated. They really don't know what to do. What would be your message to them, other than you or yourself, a big, huge example? What would be your message?
I would definitely tell parents that first and foremost, stop looking at your children as if they are differently abled. You must think your children are really special, and you are even more special to have these kind of children. Okay, so just tackle the problem just like any other problem you will face in your life. We all have sisters, brothers, all of them are not just like us. They all have their own ups and downs and their own characteristics and everything. We just live with them because we are born with them. That is exactly how we have to take life in a very positive attitude. Bring out the best in your child, and your child can do wonders. You just have to look for it.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Mahara,
Thank
for
you
talking
so
to us.
much for giving me this opportunity, and I really hope this will make a change in people's life. I strongly believe you cannot change the world, but even if you can make a change in one person's life, you have achieved something great. Kindly go out into the world and change one person's life, more than enough.
रत्ती सच्ची मैंने जान गवाई है नच नच कोयलों पे रात बिताई है अखियों की नींद मैंने फूकों से उड़ा दी गिन गिन तारे मैंने उंगली जलाई है आजा जिंदे शामी आने के तले है आजा जरी वाले नीले आसमाने के तले है आजा
झरी वाले नीले आसमां के तले जय हो शोपेगा जय हो गामे दे जय हो हाले दे जय हो रेखो दे जय हो
It's now time to talk to the flute players of tonight. Welcome to our show.
Thank you. I'm Josie from India. I'm flute player and sax player, musician. My language is music.
That's beautiful. And you are?
I'm Jay Kumar. I'm also a flute player. Again, what he said is also correct, actually. You know, the music is our language.
Absolutely. I mean, and it is such a universal language. You take the flute and go to any part of the world, it is loved. True. Do you go to different parts of the world?
Yeah, actually, he just came from States. He was having a tour about 14 days in States, another part of the world. Wow. And from there, he came here. Now, from here, he's going back to Kerala. And again, he'll leave Prague.
I see. And how do you enjoy playing the flute? Why did you choose the flute? Out of so many musical instruments you could have chosen, why was it the flute?
Yeah, that's an important question, actually. This particular instrument is 100% Indian instrument. Because if you go to Google and search anywhere, this flute instrument is invented in India itself. And has started maybe 2,000, 5,000 years before flute. You know, all other instruments are maybe 100 years, 200 years later.
Are these flute made of bamboo sticks?
Yes, it is bamboo, purely bamboo. Right. Yes.
Could you play a little bit for us?
Yes.
That was beautiful. You know, I really enjoy flute because it has this very soothing, melodious sound. Tell us about your experience playing on stage. Does it, you get a lot of energy from the audience. Have you been to Kuwait before?
We are, of course, yes. See, flute is an instrument which always gives an importance to the show. You know, not like other because if we talk about keyboard, it has a sound by itself. You just put your hand. If you put a drum, there's a sound. But flute is totally different. It has to come. You have to put proper wind. and you have to put that way, and if you do like this and all, the pitches scales may vary, so you need to have lots of concentration.
How old were you when you first picked up the flute and said, okay, this is what I'm going to play?
Well, there is one thing about my friend with Josie. He started learning flute at the age of 3. And he has done his performance maybe around 6 or 7. He started performing and the stage. So he's one of the greatest artists in, I can say, in India. Now he's moving around the world, And he has introduced, he has brought up flute into different version we call fusion. Mixing of different ragas, different songs, Hindi, Malayalam, English, all this mixture he started by himself. That's why he's called Josie Alapura. Everyone knows him.
Zabardast, as they say, mashallah. And we are really looking forward to listening to this music. Stay with us to hear more from the flute players. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
कंधों से मिलते हैं कंधे, कदमों से कदम मिलते हैं, हम चलते हैं जब ऐसे तो दिल दुश्मन के हिलते हैं। कंधों से मिलते हैं कंधे, कदमों से कदम मिलते हैं, हम चलते हैं जब ऐसे तो दिल दुश्मन के हिलते हैं। अब तो हमें आगे बढ़ते हैं रहना, अब तो हमें साथी है बस इतना ही कहना। अब तो हमें आगे बढ़ते हैं रहना, अब तो हमें साथी है बस इतना ही कहना। अब जो भी हो शोला बन के पत्थर है पिघलाना, अब जो भी हो बादल बन के पर्वत पर है छाना। कंधों से मिलते हैं कंधे, कदमों से कदम मिलते हैं, हम चलते हैं जब ऐसे तो दिल दुश्मन के हिलते हैं। कंधों से मिलते हैं कंधे, कदमों से कदम मिलते हैं, हम चलते हैं जब ऐसे तो दिल दुश्मन के हिलते हैं। निकले हैं मैदान में हम जा हथेली पर लेकर, अब देखो दम लेंगे हम जाके अपनी मंजिल पर। जोश दिल में जगाते चलो, जीत के गीत गाते चलो। जोश दिल में जगाते चलो, जीत के गीत गाते चलो। जीत की जो तस्वीर बनाने हम निकले हैं अपने लहू से, हमको उसमें रंग भरना है। साथी मैंने अपने दिल में अब ये ठान लिया है, या तो अब करना है या तो अब मरना है। हम चलते हैं जब ऐसे तो दिल दुश्मन के हिलते हैं।
episode served as an inspiration for all of us to provide equal opportunities to all our children. This is all we had for today. Until next week, from the team of Kuwait TV 2, stay blessed.